Hello! Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Strength of Thousands AP here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Before I hand things over to Matt and let them do introductions of everyone that will be playing tonight and all the wonderful people that you see in front of you, a few announcements. Those announcements being important things like, in 3 weeks, we will be fully caught up on uploads for The Strength of Thousands and League of Amazing Adventurers. The League of Amazing Adventurers Campaign 1 will be fully uploaded to YouTube before Campaign 2 starts. And you know what? I am surprised at that fact.
Everyone give Will a virtual pat on the back for his hard work.
Virtual pat on the back for staying up till 3 in the morning uploading things overnight. Ooh.
Maybe not do that. Maybe don't do that.
It's the only way to get them done, because I have to use my computer for work during the day, and I have to use it for pleasure on the weekends. That does not sound right.
Please don't call it
For
pleasure.
I have to use it for Genshin on the weekends, so I can't upload things while playing Genshin.
I don't know which one of those was worse, actually.
Genshin would have been fine had you not prefaced it with that.
Pleasure.
It's relaxing. It's one of the few things that brings me enjoyment.
Settings.
I also now play...
Sunday settings.
I'll fix it. Yeah, I also play Sunhaven with people now, which is fun. But... Friends, Romans, countrymen, other announcements, other shows on the channel. We have on Wednesday, League of Amazing Adventurers. We're building characters for Campaign 2 this week, or in McKenna's case, showing off the characters that they've already built.
I think most people have filled out their character sheets, respectfully.
I don't think Abby or Zoe have.
That's okay.
I said that and Zoe truly just went...
That's a negative from Zoe.
That is a negative. On Zoe.
God bless you, honey. I love you. I also love your makeup tonight. Can we get like a close-up? I can't tell what is exactly painted on your face.
You're also very...
My lighting is always like the worst. I have to work on getting a new camera, but it is my Water Tribe look.
Sickening.
Now I see it. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that is
The waves
absolutely
are
sickening.
gorgeous.
I have posted that on my Instagram. I normally post my makeup on my Instagram as well.
So we got that. So Wednesday, we're making characters. We're talking about characters. Then the next Wednesday, we're going to do party history, shared history, making sure everyone's nice and connected to each other and to the NPCs in the starting town. Then on a Friday, we have the Astral Calling 8. It's our D&D 5e spelljamming adventure. They're going into, and I just realized what they're going into without Matt now. They're going into an old Devil Hunters sect's ruin.
I am probably going to be watching it, but my presence will be felt because I have upgraded the intro slightly with some cute little details and some polish.
I did watch that.
Did you notice the sticky note on the dashboard?
I did. I found it very humorous.
I haven't gotten to see it yet.
I know.
You'll get to see it on the weekend because Friday. Friday's the weekend. Post-work Friday is the weekend. You'll get to see it on Friday when we premiere it live on the internet.
If I can get the time difference right, I may try and watch on my phone.
You'll be in the same time zone as Chad. So,
So 2 hours.
For you. Then, of course, on Saturday, we will not be doing Salt and Sorcery this week because we are down a Matt.
I'm so sorry for screwing everything up for like one full cycle of the
Matthew,
channel.
If you think about it, you literally spend 4 nights of a 7-night week doing things with me. It's not screwing things up. You're just integral.
It's taking a break.
No,
Yeah.
but my absence is screwing things up.
No, it's not, because we can do other stuff. Like next week, because Matt won't be here, we are going to be doing a one-shot of a farming sim adaptation of PF2. If you like Stardew Valley, if you like Rune Factory, if you like Animal Crossing, if you like Harvest Moon, if you like Atelier Ryza, next week it'll be a one-shot that very much channels that sort of energy. Including a number of NPCs that, hypothetically, if this were to turn into a campaign eventually, would be romanceable. I am slowly but surely working on like equivalents that I know people will like. So I'm getting things going on that. I have a couple in mind for people, but it's very difficult to make a Shane-esque character that's not just Shane.
Mm.
For some people.
I can't fault the logic behind that.
It is. But speaking of logic and someone with a fair amount of luck and logic, we have Matt tonight who runs this game. Matt, why don't you introduce everyone?
Luck and logic, where I, for attacks earlier this evening, could not roll above like an 8 against
Rip.
dragons.
Not dragons.
Rip.
Not dragons.
Pardon me.
Basilisk and dragons put together.
So worse.
Ew.
And this is actual thing in PF2. They're really cool. They're called
Delightful.
Dracolisks.
Dracolisks is what they're called. They're very cool.
Oh, if you guys ever want to feel horribly uncomfortable, go look up Dark Souls Basilisks.
No.
No, you started with Dark Souls, and I knew immediately. No,
They look horrifying.
no.
And not in a kind of scary way, just an uncomfortable, like you should not exist kind of way.
That's
Hey,
most
just
of
like
the
me.
Dark Souls creatures. Okay.
I mean, this is a game that brought us a boss that literally has the name Gaping Dragon.
Wait, they're kind of funny looking.
Oh no, those are not their eyes. Those are not their eyes.
Oh, interesting. Honestly, they're kind of endearingly ugly.
They are
Like Squanch.
horrible.
Look at Squanch.
They literally put out a gas that will. It is the debuff is literally called death.
I think
Oh.
I think when me and Matt finished Elden Ring and we did all of our all the Elden Ring enemies smash and pass, I think I went with smash for them. Yeah.
A degenerate.
Fascinating. Learning so much.
I just
Anyway,
I remember
yes.
that stream. It was so much fun.
Thank you for your understanding, Squishy, in the chat. Anyway, now look up the Gaping Dragon. Welcome everyone. This is the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I am Matt, or Urbanoff in various places on the internet. I am the DM for this campaign, because we wanted to give Will a chance to play in a campaign. We are taking a group of students at the Magical School of the Magambia, and they have risen through the ranks. They are teachers now, and they've gone out into the greater Milwaukee Expanse, which is a very interesting and exciting area of Galeria. And they have dealt with various threats. They have tried to rescue students and family members from the wicked Knights of Abednego, and despite painstakingly clearing out the Prison of the Vacant Eye, their work is not yet done, and they have had to travel through some interesting means to the city of Jula, where the Knights of Abednego seem to be in control, and everyone is having a bad time. Just last week, they managed to, I think Zoe managed to pull off an amazing kind of performance, diplomacy, charisma kind of thing, and just swept one of the guards off their feet. They just got into the city, no questions asked. And that particular guard has now started to, has something awakened within me? Do I want to be better for this beautiful stranger I just met?
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same.
No.
Oh wait, no, it's the presence of this knife that my friends of Jab did to me. That's what's new.
Oh well, I was kind of hoping he
Happens
would
to the
come
best
back.
of us.
He would go over to the good side and help us one day.
So just as a reminder too, because this was a sort of a thread that was introduced in the prison that was kind of important and is sort of the key to how all this works, so I can't literally rely on you guys remembering it, because if you don't remember it, this part of the campaign cannot proceed. You were given a sort of heads up about someone to seek out from one of the prisoners in the prison. Yes, Will?
Before we get into a recap, Matthew.
Oh,
who's
yes.
playing in this game?
Oh, do we have players? Wow. Aren't we fancy? Yes. Tonight we are joined by our wonderful cast of characters, and starting with the person who looks most like a amazing character tonight. So, Please introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, you guys. My name is Zoe. I go by Zosie Pose, and I am playing Ophelia. She is our Whisper Elf Bard. She's the one who snuck us in last week. And we're thinking revolution this week. Let's see how it goes.
And let's see. The second most likely to be able to charm themselves into the city, McKenna.
I'm playing a character who has a 0 in charisma, so maybe McKenna, but definitely not my character.
That's why I didn't say Aviavi.
Nick Darrow Witch. She may be able to sneak in by pretending to be an actual, just a regular old bat, because I don't know if the average Knight of a Bendigo would be able to know the difference, but yes, she is cute. Thank you, so.
Careful about that. Bat burgers are sweeping the nation.
Oh, shit. Okay. Fascinating, but deeply unfortunate. I'm
crunchy.
McKenna Rayart on all of the things and all of the places. Just posted a TikTok. Maybe it's cringe. You decide.
McKenna,
We let the
posting cringe? Never.
What do you think I'm doing right now, William?
You're playing a Pathfinder game. I don't know where you got that idea.
Yeah.
Pathfinder is not cringe. First edition's cringe.
Okay, yeah, you got me there.
You're not gonna get any arguments out of me.
I know my audience.
I agree with you with that.
I'm sorry, I love the action economy in PF2. It's just such a flexible system.
It is always in your favor, isn't it, Matthew?
No, it is not. That joke hasn't come up in a long time.
Yeah, it happens.
Because it was disproven.
But speaking of the action economy and how it can be in your favor when you have various animal companions, Sarah. Speaking of animal companions.
Animal companions and being in a good economy? How dare. I have to feed 5 mouths. Thank
I
you
said
very
action
much.
economy, not money economy.
That's true. That's true. Hi, I am
Very
Sarah
different.
Margaret. I go by Big Red Cat Pictography on social medias. You can probably guess what that means. And this is Butch. And Butch says hi.
Hi,
Hold on.
And I'm
boy.
playing as Charlotte, the naughty toxicologist.
Big red cat
Give
photography.
her a big smack on the forehead for me. Yes.
That face on the
Perfect.
cat for a second there. It's like, what?
What am I looking at here?
I'm honestly
But-
surprised that Pepper isn't playing with McKenna's light right now.
Oh, she's waddling her way over.
You're bringing that energy into the universe, Will. But speaking of people who actually have animal companions in the game, Will, why don't you introduce yourself? Yeah, there it goes.
Hello,
There's Pepper.
I'm Will. I'm a bad influence on my friends' pets.
The double, oh my.
The double. Oh God, 1 second. Sorry, Pepper broke me. Hi there, I'm
Who
Will.
are you playing?
I'm playing Igara Gama, and that's it. That's all the characters I'm.
But who is Igra? What do they do?
Igara is a Gripply summoner. Oh, I guess they do have some like walking bird feed named Choco with them right now as well.
Oh. So mean.
I, as Will, love Choco. Choco's great. Igara's a little bit mad at Choco right now.
Oh, is he? I hadn't noticed.
Just a bit.
And unfortunately, the relationship counselor's house in Jula got firebombed last week.
Choco has been a very bad dragon.
So roll that intro, Will.
I will.
Yeah.
There's another familiar.
And we're back.
All right.
With more familiars.
Yes, indeed. And actually, we've got at least Igra's got animal companions. Avi has her familiar, Agate, and Ophelia now has her lovely little like dancing flower pot on her
Yeah,
head.
my little
We just
leshy, my
need-
rose
we
leshy
need to get-
familiar.
We need to get Charlotte a pet.
Just me?
Yeah, we need to get you
I
a
am
pet.
my own pet. Thank you very much.
Oh, like
We're not going to get into the mechanics of that. But yes, when last we left off, you all had successfully, without any sort of hubbub, breached the gates of Jula, and it is probably the least vacationy spot you've ever seen. Everyone's walking around in the streets, what few people there are have their shoulders drooped. You can see roving bands of like Knights of Agendigo brutes who just like literally walk around like they own the place, shouldering people out of the way. Despite the fact that there's plenty of the room on the street, they seem to make an effort to sort of lean into people and hit them in the shoulders and then chuckle to each other. You do notice that there are a lot of them around. And each of the groups you notice has a very prominent horn hanging from their like at least one person in each of the group has like a horn hanging from their belt.
That's an alert system.
Yeah.
So,
And it is still kind of raining here. Not as bad as out in the Sodden Lands proper, but still not great.
so we are here to look for Mr. Heverill? Heverill?
Father Heverill.
Father Heverill. So that's the one we should probably low-key search for.
Oh, hello there. You look to be new in town.
Really?
Does this child?
You guys,
Hmm?
you guys are in the invisibility
That's true.
still, correct?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
The word invisibility lasts. So this voice seems to be speaking directly to Zoe.
Come on, I
Probably have a few more
don't
minutes
have
left.
brain cells.
Hello there.
We never even talked about like why we're actually coming to this town. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well-
we did. We're looking for Iboko's father, who is
No, like
likely
our
taken here.
cover for why we're in this
Oh,
town.
Oh, that's actually a very good point.
Well, you get to decide. You get to decide for all of
You
us
know,
right now.
sir.
So you look around for this voice, and at first you don't see anyone, and then you look down, and there is a small kobold child with a pair of crutches and what appears to be a gammy foot.
Oh,
Shitting me.
Hello there. You seem like you're new in town. Can you spare a tuppence?
Don't trust
Yeah, I
it.
can absolutely spare tuppence. Here you go, kid. She gives him a gold coin.
Oh, golly, this'll feed me for a year, probably. Garbage is very cheap, you see.
Oh my god, keep it. Food?
Yeah, this is a small little, what appears to be kind of a orangey, coppery skinned cobalt child. Like, kobolds themselves are not particularly tall to begin with, but this cobalt is even smaller. And they're wearing like dirty little leather pants that are held up by a single like diagonal strap, and they've got like a funny little formless kind of like hat that might be like a bag or something, and they've got two little crutches.
oh.
Do you have anybody looking after you or anywhere you go?
I mean, sometimes I check in with Father Heverill, and sometimes he's in a decent mood, and he helps out and everything. But he's not doing so well these days. He's his spirit's been a bit crushed and all.
What's wrong with Father Heverill?
Well, I mean, tries to gesture at the town in a vague sense with one of the crutches and almost stumbles and kind of catches themselves. Oh,
Yeah. Can you tell me where to find him?
oh yeah. You gave me a gold piece. I'll show you around the town as quick as I can, which isn't very much.
Um,
And
yeah.
he just sort of starts wobbling off in a certain direction, like almost swinging, like he takes this one entire step with both crutches and then swings his whole body to land and then does it all over again.
We are not. We can't adopt a small child. We cannot. We
I mean-
can't.
Avi makes a mental note to prepare Fly for the next day, so that at least for one glorious minute, he can get himself around.
Fun.
So
Does this small kobold child have a name?
Oh yes, this is small urchin Uriel.
Uriel.
Oh.
With a name like that.
Hush.
Yeah. I'll admit it's not a proper kobold name, but I don't exactly know how I got it. It was on a scrap of parchment when I was dropped at the temple steps.
And an orphan.
Oh, fuck.
You
That's
know,
so sad. He's got his own sad backstory for when he becomes an adventurer.
if 2 more show up, we might summon Shy.
Oh.
Oh, you mustn't say that name. You say it 3 times and you're looking in a puddle and a hand will reach out.
Punch a
Oh,
child.
oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
What?
Moving right along.
Anyway.
Moving right along. In terms of
Child
good times
talking
going
about?
by.
The Ray Boogeyman has made it to Galarian.
Oh boy.
Say the name 3 times looking in a mirror.
Anyway,
So Uriel brings you to the what is it called again? The Hall of the Watchful Ibex. And ibex is like one of those neat birds.
Oh yeah.
Point of order, Matthew.
Yes,
Is the god bird an ibex?
the godbird is not an ibex. The godbird was beyond classification. It was like some sort of weird combination of a duck and a toucan.
Excellent.
Cool. I just wanted to check.
majestic.
Somewhere off in the distance. You guys find a rather how shall I put this, haggard-looking figure sitting on the steps of the temple, drinking from a battered kind of tin cup. He kind of looks up when you come, and he ushers Uriel over, who seems very excited and shows him off the gold coin, and Haverhill seems impressed, and he whispers some things to Uriel, probably what you think is probably advice on how to spend it, perhaps, and he gives him like a very gentle pat on the shoulder and sends him on his way.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that invisibility sphere is probably down.
Absolutely.
Now here's a question. Did you make an effort to appear in an alleyway, or did you just in the middle of the street? Oh, there's 3 more people and a bird.
Oh, definitely in an alleyway.
Okay, so
Make some attempt to hide, the giant terror bird and menagerie of funky critters.
But he could de-summon Gamma for a little bit to make us a little less conspicuous.
I think we have
to be
already
fair,
done.
we're very conspicuous.
I mean, to be fair, large frogs are actually pretty common in this area of the Milwaukee Expanse.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
I'm actually good right now.
How was he getting through? Never mind. Spencer.
Everyone give me a perception check real quick. Especially Igora.
That would help if I had my character sheet.
Oh, it's a 35.
Oh, spicy.
Oh, that's a
Gamma.
crit fail from Gamma.
Gamma.
Gamma. He saw a tasty bug.
He did. Also, Gamma perhaps is a little distracted because you guys do notice as you kind of walk up and try and speak to Father Haverhill, both Gamma and Choco, they don't say anything or do anything, but they kind of visibly bristle a little bit.
Oh.
They seem unhappy in the presence of this man.
Oh no. How's Agate?
God.
Agate also just does that cat and arrow thing and gently tail swish.
Well,
Sus.
he was a former knight, so he might still have that kind of vibe.
Actually, just because this probably, I think, was mentioned very quickly, he's in fact an ex-paladin.
Oh.
Or champion. I don't know why they call it a paladin here.
Well, because Paladin's one of the sub.
Oh, that's true. It is a specific kind of champion. Yeah, good point.
That's true.
So, He is he kind of looks up at all of you. Oh, I don't recognize you. Are you new in town?
Say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the truth.
Well, that was probably the first mistake you made today.
What,
Mm.
telling the truth?
No, coming here.
Oh.
I
Well,
wouldn't
we
say
can't
it's the
tell.
first mistake on account of we ran into a pretty gnarly monster earlier,
Oh, we
but
killed it.
wait, that's true.
But still, this point still stands. This is not the mistake we've made today.
Or
We're
in
good at
general.
making mistakes.
I would
But
say
also
it's a
fixing them.
mistake.
Fond
to
of
show up in the place
semantics, I see.
supposed to show up.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look
Anyway.
at this one. Points at Choco.
Shoko has not broken eye contact with Father Haverhill.
Well, you must be Father Averill, right? Am I correct in assuming that?
Kind of pauses for a moment and kind of gently kind of scans the whole group of you. Yeah, I'm Father Haverhill. If you need anything, I can offer what hospitality is still available in this town. He gestures to the temple. We've been fortunate so far that the knights have, not thrown a burning keg through any of my windows yet.
Yeah.
Perhaps it might be best if we talk inside, away from ears.
That's fair. He gets up, kind of dusts his pants off. It does look like he's wearing what at one point might have been kind of like priestly vestments, but they're frayed. There's some like wear and tear. There's a few like stains and stuff. You see possibly a little few drops of blood around his collar or something, like he got punched or something and never bothered to clean his clothes afterwards. Um, he kind of ushers you guys inside, and inside the temple, there are what appear to be like the remains of like food. It's not like slovenly, but it's obviously that people have been taking shelter here, and there's some old bedrolls and stuff. There are like blankets rolled up in a corner, like a few kind of old looking pillows. Um, the pews have been kind of shoved haphazardly all over the place to make room for whoever was kind of living here. Um, and it very much has the look of a non kind of functioning temple, apart from, housing people, but obviously not like a proper place of worship anymore. Um, so what brings you to our happy burg?
Murder.
We're looking for someone.
Okay, those are two possibly contradictory answers, or possibly one connected one. I'm not sure.
One.
I would prefer if you didn't murder any of the townsfolk. We've had enough tragedy the last few months, but I can't stop you no more than I can stop them. So
Well,
takes another drink of his little tin cup.
I would just say, let me start by saying that we are professors, teachers at one of the local schools, and we very recently came into contact with some of the Abendigo Knights, and determined that, the best interests will be to maybe help out with stopping them.
His posture changes, sort of like in almost imperceptible kind of way. He kind of straightens up a little bit, and really seems to be looking hard at you guys. So let me get this straight. Your teachers, and you've come, and he kind of quickly glances around and kind of scans the windows of the church to maybe check if anyone's like standing near the windows. You've come here to help against the knights?
Yeah. You got it!
Yep.
They kidnapped some of our students, some people our students hold precious to them. So, you take care of those who you're taking care of. You can't shape someone's mind if they're kidnapped by someone, and the best way to stop that from happening to other people is to
kill them.
slaughter them all. Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that means.
Help to increase an uprising, as it were. Whatever works best for you, I think.
I mean, a little bit of tension does seem to leave his body at this point, and he's like, well, I mean, I would be grateful for any sort of help. We haven't had a whole lot in the way of hope in the last little while, especially since kind of gestures of the temple. You may be able to tell, but Erastil has been kind of displeased for me for nearly going on a couple decades now, so can't hope for much help in that regard. That your animals, I think, clued in onto that.
The deer-headed one.
Yeah. So he informs you guys that there are dozens of knights in town, including their most powerful leaders, a guy named Ajabal and his kind of cadre of priests of Norgorber. And any frontal assault on them, just like charging to their base right now, is just doomed to failure. They are vicious and more than eager to stamp on anyone who like just wanders into town to challenge them.
For context, Erastil.
Ooh, cool.
Very wildish god. To succeed, the attack or any action against the knights will have to be decisive, and we'll probably want to like chop the head off the organization, strike at their leaders at the what's it called? Pardon me a second. The Jula Ale House. Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't ask that kid where the tavern was, because that was the first place I was gonna go.
To be fair, you probably would have noticed immediately that it is kind of the de facto headquarters for the knights. And he kind of looks around. Not very in this weather. Plus, we've had so much damage to the city already. And before they moved in, the alehouse was kind of a pillar of the community. I'd hate to damage and desecrate it more than they already have. But
then I was going to bomb it.
I was thinking just set up some earth walls and then while they're in there just.
We could always rebuild it. We've done that before a couple of times.
Well, I suppose we could attempt to keep damage to a minimal. Just, for the people's sake.
I think we're kind of putting the
cart before the horse?
I was going to say a giant frog, But
yeah. Of course.
But before I begin, I just want to have your word here while it may not be the most holiest of places, but in this holy place, before I let you inside, so to speak, do you promise that you will defeat Abjul Kimon and return Jubal to its people?
Or die trying, I guess.
I mean, that was kind of implied, but I appreciate the forthrightness.
I mean, they've done our people wrong, and for that,
they die.
He does bring out like a kind of leather bound little tome and kind of asks you guys to just put your hand on it and make that kind of not like a vow maybe or a promise, just like an agreement to put things right in the city.
Oh man, this is the second time that I've put my hand on a book and promised to kill a bunch of people.
I don't. Yeah, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, Igora.
I mean, I'd probably be satisfied with just one of you agreeing, because I'm sure you're all this together.
Now, like, I can give you a pinky promise, but I
don't know what that is.
All right.
But I can kind of guess from context clues.
Yeah. It's better than a book, I'll tell you that much.
Sure.
I look at him and like fold all of my hands together in this and look at him and go, I cannot swear on that book. But I can promise on the great grandmother Spider that I will help your town. And
I mean,
that is as good as I can do for you.
I'll take it.
Fine.
So Father Heverell knows of 4 individuals, other than himself, who have the influence or resources to make a significant difference in a public uprising against the Knights of Abendigo. Um, Mechanically speaking, you'll need to convince at least 2 of them to help you, or things will not go well. Um,
I say, why not go for all 4? Let's do
yeah.
it, folks.
I mean, you can certainly try all 4, and if you get less than 2, Father Heverell himself will think you're not really in this and refuse to help. But the more you get, the better. So now he's going to go through some block text. I'm doing everything I can to recruit and coordinate anyone willing to fight back against the Knights, but I'm going to need some help. The people of Jular are brave, but courage is no substitute for a good shield. Abjul has been working our blacksmith Zahara steel tile to the bone, but she might be able to spare a few things. If she can supply a few shields, even a blade or 2, then this plan may not be dead in the water after all. Then there's Third River, our local thieves guild. I trust those cut purses about as far as I can throw them, but they have their own reasons to hate the Knights. They're quick and they're smart. If nothing else, they'll make a good distraction. Our front line, hopefully, will be made up of the former town guard. I doubt they'll listen to me, but if you can get their old captain, 8 Briar Sunsets, to step up, they may listen to him. Unfortunately, kind of out of the nowhere, recently he's acquired a severe fear of open spaces. Never knew he had that problem before, so I don't know what's going on there. If I wasn't still bringing him food, he probably would have starved to death already. He refuses to step outside his house, and I think he's been like insulating the walls. I can't get through to him. You might have better luck. And finally, Amara Highhearth owns the ale house. In fact, she grew up in it. As I was saying, it's kind of a part of the community. No one knows the Knights or their movements in the alehouse better. She's been avoiding a confrontation for fear of her beloved alehouse becoming a focus of the Knights' wrath. They could turn on her very quickly, but she needs convincing that the time is now. This might be the best time, in fact, as the Knights recently turned her out, and I'm certain she's not happy about it.
I wouldn't be.
Now, that's her home, so.
Could I get that first name one more time?
The blacksmith?
Zahara
Yes,
Steel
please.
Tile?
Yeah. Zihara, Zihara. And then the last name is Steel Tail, all one word.
Excellent.
Though
Thank
tale
you.
as in like a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
Song as old as rhyme.
Perfect. Thank you.
So you guys have a choice here whom you want to talk to first. You have 4 options. They're all slightly different kind of challenges. To be fair, you could also talk to someone.
Do we want to go after the shut-in?
I was thinking Amara might be the more useful ally in this, considering that she knows so much about the Knights and their various patterns.
The more
She
we
might-
know about the Knights, the better it will be to convince the others that we know what we're doing. Because right now, we don't know what we're doing, do we?
I mean,
We've been here for maybe half an hour, and I think we have been very lucky to meet the people that we've met so far.
Sure.
I'm down. Like I said, lead the way, team.
So, we're gonna search for Amara.
Where did we enter the town, by the way? Was it like here?
Good
or
question.
Here.
I believe it's the southernmost entrance.
Okay, and where were we with the temple?
It doesn't actually say. I'm going to assume I think that's the ale house.
This is the
Number
alehouse?
8. I think that's the ale house, number 8. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. It doesn't give me a.
Yeah, it looks like that's like
there should be a key. in the
There might be
adventure path.
no. Yeah.
I would assume like this is the ale house and like
You know
this
what?
is the
Give me a
temple.
quick second. I'm actually going to grab my book.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like these birds over here.
So random boards.
I like the like rainbow building up top here.
Yeah, it almost looks like goop,
Right?
like
But that shouldn't
viscous
be
goop.
there. That's suspicious. That might be where the sorcerers are.
Well, there goes that idea. My specific book for this chapter is missing.
Oh no!
Well, what'd you
Hold
do?
on.
We'll
I
have to
haven't
guess.
broken into Matthew's house and stolen anything.
No, it's probably just under
no
a
one
book or
was
something.
accusing you of that.
Wait,
Zo-
hold
I
on.
was.
Oh, I'm a
Zo
little
Words are
literally,
appearing.
suspicious.
Zo literally just did.
Oh, I missed it.
Words are appearing on the map.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I'm
He's
just
scary.
Ooh.
I'm just making the labels.
glass.
I'm just making the labels visible.
I like that. That's cool.
Granaries.
Jula,
Yeah.
300 feet. Population dead.
What?
Popular.
Let's hope not. Let's not put that into fruition. We
Population,
don't need
like,
an entire town's death. on our
population maybe like 500. I don't know. That's a lot of houses.
Yeah,
hands.
there's
There is a
town.
lot of houses. I would say it's a proper busy town, although some people might have left because of,
I'm sure.
aforementioned.
It's either at the
event.
start of the. Is this the last chapter?
I found it.
Yeah,
I
it's
found
probably
it.
at the very end of the book. If this is the last
All right.
chapter.
So,
There's
let's
also,
see.
like, a
I'm just
snake
gonna go down. Father Haverhill shows you guys kind of a map. So I'm just gonna
Yes.
go down the list here.
Whoa.
Um,
Can I help you?
number 1, which is where is number 1 actually?
I don't see number 1 on the map.
Number 2.
Anyway, yeah, number 2 is the Steel Tail Forge. That's where one of your objectives possibly is.
Yeah.
The 3 is that bridge that connects the two halves. The bridge's corners are marked by the masts from the 4 Chilaxian ships defeated during the donation. Built atop Bluespan is the Span House, the former headquarters of the now disbanded town guard. The Span House provides shelter from the rain, and the Julans congregate there to fish, wash clothes, and socialize. Number 4 are warehouses. Number 5 is where you've been directed to find the likely headquarters of the Third River Thieves Guild. Granaries are not particularly relevant. The Green Flow, number 6. The Green Flow pours into Jewel from the north, splitting around a small island. Green Flow is the name of the river. The Rolling Livers have foiled 2 attempts to build a bridge between the granaries and the Claw. Number 7 is the Silos, where the upper livers.
The silos are fun.
Yeah, they've got businesses and there's colorful awnings. Area frequented by musicians and storytellers. Number 8 is the temple, the Hall of the Watchful Ibex.
I was right.
Yeah, it is Jula's oldest building, and it still holds the ibex horn bow and tanned hide made from the blessed animal which inspired the town's founding. Erastalian temples are practical structures, and the hull provides ample space for hemp processing, weaving, healer's work, and a dry dock for repairing larger watercraft. Though obviously right now, not a whole lot of, wholesome stuff going on.
Right.
9 is the Wheelwright's Widower. That is the Soul Inn, and apparently it's also occupied by the knights. Because the vast majority of them can't sleep and stay in the ale house, so that's where that's number 9. So that's just across the bridge there. The Claw is just that whole island over there on the left. Let's see. Number 10 on the far northern kind of coast there is the Smuggler's Cove. Number 11 is neat, is the Obendio Coil, the preserved skeleton of Jula's first assailant. A massive Obindo winds up and around the cliff tower that overlooks Larderside. The animal's The animal's skull is level with the top of the monument, and one can look through the orbit to stare defiantly towards the eye of Abednego, the eternal hurricane that's out at sea.
Oh.
And number 12 is the Jula house. That's the farthest structure, and where
Oh.
everything's probably gonna end.
Yeah, wow, that's not normal for a town.
Yeah. Well, 13 is larder side, which is where most of the fishing boats and fishing processing and stuff happen. So it's very close to where a lot of the fishermen would work. So it sort of makes sense.
Right. So you've
Okay,
got like
okay.
the townspeople that go out to fish and come in and then go back across the way.
Yeah. And number 14, which is a little hard to find.
He's in the middle left.
There you go, yeah. That is Old Town. That's where the city used to be before the night the Eye of Abednego came in, that one time and flooded most of the city. So
Whoa.
yeah, this used to not be a bay.
I love.
Interesting.
I don't know why I have a great and terrible love for sunken civilizations, but I do. They are so creepy and just the coolest thing.
Well, you want to go diving?
I can never
Fine.
picture that without getting a chill nowadays, without remembering one of the opening chapters of World War Z, where someone is like moon diving down in there and a zombie bites them
World War.
Oof.
It is
underwater.
It is
Oof.
World War Z. As the one time it's Z, not Z.
That's true. Zombie. The audiobook, the special edition audiobook is so good. They got so many good celebrity voices. Though there's one chapter I cannot listen to because it just horrifies me.
Oof.
Ooh, what chapter is it?
It's the one where they're talking to the girl who her stunted development, and she's recounting the story of when people were barricaded in a church and the barricades fail and the adults started killing some of the kids so the zombies wouldn't get them.
Good to know.
Oh, oof, great, wonderful.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, we're playing
Moving on.
Pathfinder.
Charming.
Yeah,
Oh.
that and also the one with the poor dogs. The dogs.
Okay, so I think we've got kind of an interesting situation here. Technically speaking, the guards are actually closest to us at the temple,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah,
might.
you guys are currently at 8.
I don't think it really matters. I think we could go find Amara first.
Yeah, I'm down. Like I said, I will
She'll
acquiesce to you all for this.
does
Did I hear correctly that this right here is not a bridge?
Other.
No, it is a bridge, sort of. It's just not a very good one. It's not
okay.
it's not big
There's-
enough that like a cart can go. It's like a rickety board bridge. Not
But-
rickety, it's maintained, but they couldn't build a proper sized bridge, like a solid one, because the river keeps messing it up.
Hmm.
Oh,
Well, surely a handful of critters like us should be able to cross it
Probably.
pretty
Eventually.
easily.
do you happen to know the last whereabouts of Amara? If she's been
has she
over
come
there.
across from the claw? Is she on this side, or is she still over in the claw?
Let me just check something real quick.
So that's
Um,
also a bit of a worry I have, that if we get too close to the actual tavern, we might.
Well, here's the thing. Father Haverhill tells you that since she was recently forced out of the tavern, she hasn't been seen near it for a few days.
Okay.
It's possible she's, afraid of violence. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
wow.
possible some of the townsfolk might know where she is, but it's very possible she's in a larder side somewhere, like number 13 there. Because she probably wouldn't want to go too far from the ale house because it is a home. It's where she lives. So she's probably had to maybe rely on the kindness of neighbors just to find somewhere to sleep at night.
Aww.
Yeah, shocking. The knights are dicks.
I don't know.
Is there? Okay.
Well,
What's the game plan?
let's start looking then.
So you guys are gonna make your way from number 8 to number 6 to get across the plank bridge to get over to larder side.
Yeah.
It's either
Yes.
that or we convoy a boat over there.
As you guys are crossing the bridge, Everyone give me a perception check.
32. I'll take that.
Avi Avi. Oh, Charlotte.
33 for
Charlotte and Avi
35
Avi.
for Megara.
So as you guys are crossing the river, you actually get, just as you're reaching the other side where the water's a little more calm, you guys notice something poking that seems to have poked out of the water a little bit, and you stare at it for a second, and you recognize something. It
Uh-oh.
appears to be some familiar lizard-like head crests poking out of the water, and you see a thumb come out of the water with a thumbs up. If you guys recall, you're the Turwa Lords who you met and that you sponsored one of their kids.
They're
They
coming
said they
to
would come and help
with the
you
rebellion.
after their secret mission was finished, and it appears their mission may be done, and now they are standing by, lurking in the water, ready for action.
I
Oh,
love that for
sickening.
us.
I vaguely gesture them to like wait towards where the temple is in the distance. Like, wait near there. That's where we're gonna gather.
The tip of a tail comes out of the water and wiggles a little bit, and then they just kind of submerge.
Why don't we just mess it? Okay.
So good.
This is more fun, Ikara.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
just trying-
Charlotte's got so many hands for sending hand signals to people, so I feel like
So many.
Just conservation of one day we're going to have like 3 other people around Sarah while they're streaming, and then we'll just have like all the Charlotte hands.
Just have to craft fake arms. That's all.
It can be next cosplay. We can make like a little back, like arm harness for you.
Arm harness.
All right, so you guys make your way to Larderside, the kind of seaside town that where most of the fishermen live and work and live their lives. Again, roving packs of Knights of Abendigo, seeming like they own the place, but none of them really seem to pay you mind. They seem more interested in, anyone who looks like they have like money or has come on a ship and got a good haul. They seem like they're like, "Yeah, why don't you share the wealth a little?"
Cute.
So, as long as you guys, I recall, I think you made an effort to like hide any sort of like jewelry you were wearing. So, you guys don't look too well to do. Also, the presence of a large bird and a large frog might deter, the more just bully like of them. Like, you look like you might actually put up a fight. So, yeah, but you guys arrive in Larderside. Do you want to do anything in an effort to find the barkeep, as this particular section of the campaign is called?
Diplomacy to gather information.
Yeah, go ahead.
society to gather information?
Sure.
Is that allowed?
Yep.
Natty 20.
There we go.
I mean,
Yeah.
both of you succeed. And not only do you succeed, you really get an impression too of the kind of perspective that the people here in Lardaside have of Amara. Everyone speaks of her very fondly. You talk to a couple older fishermen, and they almost start going into an old story about a great time they had at the ale, and like Amara's father was a good friend of theirs and stuff, and it's terrible what's happened to the ale house, like driven the poor woman out of her home, it's awful and stuff. It really seems like everyone is very fond of her, thinks very highly of her and her family, and has a great deal of sympathy for what has happened to her. But eventually, they direct you to one of the piers, or the dock. I guess a pier is a collection of docks. One of the docks where apparently she has been just spending her days now sitting and looking out at the water at the ruins of Old Town.
Aw.
Oh.
Wait, what are you saying? Wait for, McKenna?
Did we roll the intro tonight?
Wait,
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Did I just totally miss it?
You totally.
we were talking about your
I
TikTok.
watched your TikTok during it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I was just like, wait, did we totally skip past it? I'm just silly. I'm just silly and stupid.
You're not.
Don't worry about
stupid.
You are neither of
No,
those
just
things.
a little bit.
You're very silly.
Just a little bit.
No.
Continue. I'm sorry. That's why I was putting it in chat because I didn't want to interrupt you mid-sentence.
So would
You
make this-
find, thanks to a few people kind of pointing in the right direction, you find Amara just sort of like sitting on some crates, one of the docks, and she's looking a little rough. She's got kind of bags under her eyes. Her hair isn't particularly well kept. She's got like a bottle in her hand, and she's just staring out at nothing, out at Old Town or everything. She looks not great. She's not having a good time.
This looks like a job for an emotional support Ophelia.
Ophelia.
Summon Ophelia.
You must be Amara.
She doesn't sort of respond for like a moment. She takes a swig of her bottle and then slowly kind of turns to look at you. Sorry, I don't have any drinks to offer right now. This one's for personal use.
That's all right.
Kind of just takes a deep breath and just keeps staring out at the water.
Seems like the townsfolk really love you and think highly of you and your family.
Yeah, they're good people, but not much they can do, I suppose.
You seem like good people too, and that's why we're here.
Oh, gonna give me an award?
If the award is your tavern back, then yes.
She kind of looks at you now, like actually kind of looking at you now. And you see there's a little bit of fear in her eyes. I think I can't. I've seen people stand up to the knights. I just hold on one sec. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting this guy's name, but I've seen people stand up to the knights to Abjul. They disappeared. Just they're planning on something in there. They said they had to get ready for something, and that my services wouldn't be required anymore. Services.
Where are they taking these people?
I don't know that. I don't know they're taking people anywhere. They're just anyone who like speaks up to them, like anyone who I serve people drinks. They get a little tipsy and everything. They get a little courage in them. And they speak up. They they think they can be brave now, and this is what happens. I give people drinks and they disappear.
Ophelia,
I
point
do.
of order. They're probably being used in a ritual similar to what we saw in the prison. I would assume anyway.
Amara takes another
Are you just
drink.
saying that directly in front of Amara?
Yeah,
You're not
directly in
messaging
front of her.
Ophelia or
No.
anything?
It's like, I mean, to be fair, we stopped that ritual and killed them all, so
We have had
She turns to look at you again.
Like
we have
we have a resume. If you'd like, I have their ears in a bag somewhere.
When did you do that?
It seems we need you to give the townspeople a little bit of bravery again. And it's not just going to be us. When it's all of us together, something's going to change.
Amara suddenly kind of like stiffens a little bit and turns and kind of looks behind you guys. And you notice there's a crowd of the townsfolk kind of milling about. They seem to be sort of waiting for something. They're all kind of looking at you and looking at Amara.
She's sitting, right?
Yeah, she was sitting with her back to the shore, looking at
I
the
offer
water.
my hand to her.
So you guys are going to have to make a check here. This is either going to be a diplomacy check, or if you want to maybe kind of relay the terrors you saw in the prison, you could do an intimidation check. Because you freed Gully, one of her best customers back in the prison, you are getting a bonus to this check.
Ophelia, do you want to be primary if I aid you?
Yeah, I'll do primary because I will be doing
You're doing the discussion, so it makes sense.
I will be doing performance.
Critically succeed the aid, you get a +2.
plus 2.
Nice.
Excellent. All right. Feel like we could have just used that one, huh?
Yeah.
I was gonna
Oh,
say like, oh
wow.
well, you guys are done.
All right, I'm gonna go for diplomacy, but I'm gonna use performance through my feat.
Yes.
Do you hear
And
the people
oh,
sing?
nope, I'm gonna re-roll that. I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
But
Use it.
you got a bonus from Will.
Yeah.
30.
You got a DC reduction because you guys saved Gully in the prison. So the
Okay.
DC was actually only 24.
Wow. Okay.
Because it got reduced by 4 because of saving Gully.
Damn, I could
I
do
was
that.
about to say,
Yeah,
Flora
you could have
put
done it
down
well.
I could have
2.
done it with assurance.
but for flavor's sake, Ophelia, how
Yeah,
do you
sweet.
make this this plea or this argument to Amara that now is the time?
Well, I mean, I offer her my hand, to stay up and these people behind me, they believe in you, and it's your turn to believe in them and take your town back.
I mean, you succeeded the DC check. She takes one last drink from her bottle and then puts it down because she's not going to litter, not going to throw it dramatically into the water.
Yeah.
Kind of wipes her around. Well, I suppose my granddaddy wouldn't be proud of me of just sitting on my ass drinking all day. Let's see what we can put together maybe. And you see a few people in the crowd kind of like clench their fists and clutch maybe like fishing rods and pikes and harpoons a little more tightly. And she kind of like wades into the crowd, and a few people like slap her on the back and everything. And it looks like they were maybe kind of waiting for her to step up.
Yay.
So that is one success.
Can I help you, Kat?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hooray!
We got him.
Another scaly thumbs up from the water.
Another
Can we
lizard
maybe
has
ask
made
her
it to the
some
water.
questions about the knights before she wanders off?
I mean, sure.
Oh, before you go, you know what? I'll use message with her from here on out, and anyone who can read lips will know what I'm saying.
I'm hearing voices.
And I'll tell her that. I'll just like, I'm gonna message you just in case we have any eavesdroppers. But we were hoping to maybe get some information about the knights from you, so that when we go and talk to other people who we are also trying to rally to the cause, that we can let them know that we're serious about this and that we have information.
I don't know much. I made an effort not to look like I was trying to dig into their business because I saw what happened to people did.
Their patterns in terms of when certain battalions are where, or at the very least when they are at the pub.
It comes and goes. They do, while they seem like a bunch of louts, they do keep to an order. So there's never like more than a portion of them in the ale house. Though I can't say what's going on now. Driven me out of my own damn ale house.
Does the ale house have any secret entrances?
Not really. I mean, it's just like an ale house. There might be a service entrance where we got deliveries, but I don't think it's that secret. And who knows how much time they've had to poke around in the place.
Okay.
Well, if you think of anything that you might have overheard, we'd love to hear it.
I will think on that and get back to you.
What have you heard about, what's his name? Eight Briar Sunsets. Anything about him recently?
He had a confrontation with the knights early on, and something changed about him.
Well,
Ever since that day, he hasn't left his house. I'm amazed he hasn't just wasted away.
Do you have an address?
Yeah, I think I delivered to him a couple times since the incident. He just told me to leave stuff outside. So she gives you his address.
Can you give us his address? Thank you.
I don't think it specifies on the map where he lives, but you guys know where to go.
I put him right here.
Sure.
Okay.
Me just like literally rotating my mouse into where it stopped.
Hey, whatever works.
All right. Well, did we want to head there next, or?
Yeah,
I think
let's
so.
get more of the townspeople, especially the guard, on our side.
All right, you guys want to go talk to the captain?
Uh-huh.
The
Yes.
All right.
captain.
Uh,
Captain's
you find his house, which seems to have been pelted with possibly like rotten vegetables or fruit and stuff. There's weird stains on the walls and like splatter things, and all the windows are drawn. Can't see it all inside. The door is shut.
Captain, Sunsets? No?
Captain Briar, really.
Captain Briar.
They, for a moment, doesn't seem to be any response, and then click, 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 click. You hear a few locks, and then the door opens, and you see a human male, kind of late middle age, um, got a bit of a scraggly kind of beard going on. His hair's a little rough. He kind of blinks in the light coming in from inside. He's like, um, "Yes, can I help you?" And he kind of, his eyes kind of dart around, trying to look at you guys specifically and not the town behind you. Like he's trying to focus on your faces.
It might be best for us to talk inside. May we come in?
Um, you're you're not with them, are you?
No.
Points to
We're,
Nagombi.
we're here. We're here at the behest of Amara.
Oh, 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 please come in, come in. All right, you guys, enter inside, and the first thing you notice, let's see, is that all the windows have been nailed shut from the inside, and makeshift insulation, like torn clothing and bed sheets and stuff, has been placed all around the house to mute the sounds of the rain. Um, you've effectively like all the ambient noise of the city you've been getting used to as you've been walking around sort of like cuts out, and you feel very separated from the town in here. Um, he seems kind of distracted, but perfectly polite and everything. And now, as you've stepped inside and your eyes have adjusted, you notice he's got like a bandage on his face. It doesn't seem like it seems like it's treated, it's clean and stuff, but it looks like it was probably a bit of a nasty injury on his face.
Are you all right? Do you need some help with that?
No, I'm fine, thank you. Here, I haven't entertained for a while. Please, take a seat. I'm sure I can get some tea going. Someone was kind enough to bring me some fresh water earlier today. And he goes over to a little stove, and you hear like the click, click, click of one of those flint and little things to try and get a little fire going in a little stove.
So old timer. You were a guard captain before all this went down, is what I've been told.
37. I'm not old. I'm 37.
I mean,
Oh,
comparatively.
Kira, don't be mean.
I
Not
mean,
being mean.
It's merely that, what we can tell from this town is that everybody is feeling the weight of it. And that's quite obvious from some, but especially from you, Captain.
Any of your men still loyal, looking to make a difference?
He kind of his brow furrows a little bit, and he really kind of starts glancing around at you guys, and you see there's kind of a sharpness to his gaze now. He's really kind of considering this, like, why are you here? What is it you want?
We are here to... I'm not going to say liberate, because we wouldn't be doing it ourselves, but to incite improvement in Jura through the use of its people and our aid.
Oh, no. I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
No,
Why not?
He kind of unconsciously seems to like touch his face. When things were first getting started here, when the knights first arrived and they started kind of making their presence and their influence known, I tried to talk to them. I tried to find a peaceful resolution. They stabbed me in the face.
Oh, I'm not going for peaceful here. We are going to slaughter them.
Yugurada, I don't believe that's helping very much in this case. Do you mind? A wound like that, without the proper treatment, might be infected, and well, this here is our friend Endures in Darkness. Perhaps he might be able to
Oh
help.
God, yeah, he's here too.
You're
Healing,
more capable here than Enders.
and
Oh,
perhaps we can
oh.
enjoy some tea without the inevitability of it. I would just like to talk, if that's all right.
Technically speaking,
Give me a diplomacy check to allow this mushroom man to inspect his wound,
I mean,
or if anyone else wants to.
Technically speaking, I'm a more competent medic than Endures, but okay.
Are you really?
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't offer.
I
Igor.
have a plus 19 in medicine, a guaranteed 29.
Would anyone else like to make a diplomacy check?
Ophelia.
Hero point. Hero point.
0 point. I'm
Oh.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Well, yeah. Well, if you want to inspect the wound a little bit.
Yeah, I'll just take care of it. Stab wound.
Well, you kind of take the bandage off a little bit, and the wound itself is kind of healed, but something's off.
I cast
You're like looking at
detect
this.
magic.
You're kind of looking at it. You're like, this doesn't seem normal.
This is exactly what I needed. I'm casting detect magic.
Hey, Endures, you got a restoration prepared today, bud?
Oh, let me check. Detect magic. Yeah, there's something magical going on in the captain's face.
Or a break curse, dispel magic, anything along those lines.
I have the read aura cantrip, so I can tell what kind of.
Do you want to use that?
Yeah, I will. Because I don't know. If you have it, Charlotte, you can go ahead. But
I don't. I'm only able to detect the presence of magic.
I
This
will
is
read
something.
aura. Those two, yeah, read aura and detect magic are often. You kind of have to take both of them. But.
Just 1-2. Well, 1-2 punch it.
Actually, you know what? Read aura. Yeah, there's something magical going on here. To identify specifically what it is, I'm going to need an arcana, occultism, or religion check.
I can definitely do occultism if he was stabbed by a very occultist-based thing.
Stabbed by a red wizard's knife.
Occultism. All right, because the DC was 25.
Nice.
Just a little bit.
You realize this is a curse, a fear-causing curse. His agoraphobia, his sudden inability to leave his house, he has literally been cursed to be afraid of open spaces. By being stabbed in the face.
I don't have.
That'll
any
do
curse.
that to you.
What? How do we get rid of a curse?
It does. The AP says a remove curse or similar magic can lift the curse. Does anyone have a 5th level counteract of some kind?
Oh, I just have a reassuring presence, but I don't think that'll affect in this case.
No, I have 2 spells, Matthew.
What's that?
I have heal. And necrotize.
Yeah, I don't think that'll do it.
No.
Yeah, and it's not a toxin, so restoration won't do anything.
No, Endures, you got any break?
He has a
curse?
restoration, but I think curse is very specific.
No, curse is very specific.
We don't have anything in the bag.
I mean, technically speaking, if we waited a day, are druids learned spellcasters or are they daily?
I mean, he's obviously been suffering from this for a while.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if druids have like specific spells that they know, or if they can change their spell list every day. Because if
I
they
know
don't,
they can change it to.
I mean,
certain
I
extent,
could
they are
prepare it from my book, but it would just.
You can prepare remove curse.
I
Mm,
wonder.
no, you can. Endures could endure. Could do.
oh,
it
we
after a
have the
long
staff.
rest.
We have the Greater Staff of Providence, 4th level remove curse.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well,
There we go.
Okay.
who do we want to use that?
I think
Because-
Ophelia had been using it.
There we go.
I don't have that down anywhere.
It's in the. If you look at like the big long list of things in the journal, it's under Greater Staff of Providence.
Oh.
I was like, I know we had something because I got cursed.
Oh yeah, we did.
Not
break
all
that
that
ages
long ago.
And we were like, this sucks.
And I was like, I could die.
so the curse is a 5th level curse.
Son of a bitch.
So
Well,
that is going to require a roll, probably then.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it is your spell attack modifier against the DC of the curse.
Yes. How many charges you got on this thing?
well, it's a level 10 staff.
Well, okay. What's the highest level spell slot Ophelia has?
4.
6.
So I think we have 4
We have
charges.
4 charges.
4 charges. Okay, cool.
All right. So the counteract DC for this curse is 26.
Yeah, so
Okay.
All right, what am I rolling for this?
your spell attack.
So
But
for
you
me,
know,
it's a plus 20.
Hypothetically, if Ophelia is maxed out, that should be around a plus 20. So we actually have a pretty good
Chance.
shot.
Is your
I have a 19. It's a 19.
okay 19?
All right. So am I just rolling a d20 for this?
Basically a D20 plus 19.
Huh.
We're looking for a 7
Oh,
or higher.
let's help this man out. He needs the help.
Yeah.
This one?
Oh, that's not good.
I'm gonna re-roll.
His head explodes.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
I'm joking.
Well, we have 4 charges on the staff, so if you wanted to just use another spell to try again.
Come on,
So-
come on, don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Roll 20. Come on.
Silly. Oh, wait. That's
Wait.
funny.
So, question for you: did you do an ability boost at level 10?
What happened?
Did you do
I
an
should've.
ability boost? Okay.
I should have.
All right.
Why?
Well, it's
Good
just
luck.
yeah. Anyway,
Good luck, kitty.
we'll talk
Good
after.
luck, kitty. Good
Okay.
luck, dance. Good luck, dance.
It might be a
Good
bard
luck,
thing,
kitty.
Will.
Another what?
Good luck, dance. What?
That's just mean.
That's just unlikely. It's like a 1 in 40 chance.
Well, we got 2 more charges before
All
we gotta
right.
start
Bonk.
dipping into hero
Bonk.
points.
But here's the thing. We also have a hero point, so I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'm not trying it at the right angle. Can you like lay down?
I'm
Lay
not sure
down.
what's happening, but okay.
Lay down.
But just
You are a
we're
lot of
gonna-
people in my house.
Lay
But
down.
it's okay. We're going to help
Oh, 1
you.
in
and I
400.
do
Thank
kind
you,
of
Mark.
give off the
Get in his
reassuring
face.
presence.
There
Okay,
we
there.
go.
There we go.
And with a swish and a
Angle.
bump and a
Okay,
boop.
I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've
I'm
done.
just like patting his shoulder to give him some reassuring presence. It's
I like how the 2 cats on your bed are having like a conversation almost. After a few failed starts, unlikely ones, you kind of swish it and do a little circle. You feel sort of like the magic flowing through you. You do sort of like some movements with the staff you don't even quite understand, but it feels right. And there's kind of like a very faint kind of blue shockwave of energy, and his wound sort of just fails into almost that kind of like pale look that an old scar that is healed that leaves on you. And he kind of blinks, and he seems to be looking around the room now with kind of new eyes. And without even saying a word, he sort of gets up and slowly walks towards the door again.
Oh, wait, buddy. Not yet. We're not ready to go yet. We're getting a whole force together.
Just just let me have this.
Oh, okay.
And he
Let
just
him
kind of
have the
Outside,
sir.
Ira.
he just pushes the door open slightly, and he stands in the doorway for a moment,
I didn't want to go get cursed again.
and then just walks a couple steps out into the street. And he's just like, oh, Jula, I have missed you.
Aw. So maybe it's time to go save it now.
No,
Yes?
not yet, because we
I-
still have other
I
people
will.
to talk to.
I will go. I will seek out Father Haverhill, and we will have a talk. He kind of hugs Ophelia and like, oh, I'm sorry that was a little forward. I'm sorry. But thank you so much. I think I was like a prisoner in my own mind there. That was rough.
You were
Oh
cursed.
God, I need to shave.
The knife had a curse on it when it stabbed you, and you were cursed.
Also, I got stabbed in the face. That you
also
have to
is
talk to
bad.
That's not
someone.
fun.
You
That's
ask
not
someone,
fun.
can we sit down? You bring them a bottle. Like, can we sit down and talk about this? And they smile, and then they stab you in the face. That's, oof.
Hey,
That's just not sporting.
just
No.
so I know who I want to loot. Who stabbed you in the face?
I'm just gonna make sure it actually says. Yeah. It
Random
was
guard number 8.
it was the guy, Abjol Kimon,
Dibs.
Ah, okay.
Dibs.
the leader.
Nobody else here uses daggers, Igor.
I like
You're
your
fine.
style, Igora.
Oh, I just want to be able to put. Listen. Technically speaking, I could impart that onto Gama's strikes, and that would just be really cool to me.
The captain does seem to he seems to be trembling a little bit. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna take this a little slow. I'll go sit down for a bit, and I'll come back out again in a bit. And when I can, I'll go talk to Father Haverhill.
Drink the rest of your tea and enjoy.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's chamomile will soothe my nerves a little bit. It's been a while. I probably should take this a little slow.
We'll see you when we see you.
Thank you
Alright.
so much.
No worries.
Yeah, so that's 2 out of 4, guys.
Blacksmith.
Blacksmith?
Blacksmith.
I think that's a good idea, yes.
You are directed to the blacksmith pretty easily. You saw it on the map, I think, earlier, and before you even are within sight of it, you can hear the clank, clank, clank of a hammer on metal. Just make sure I'm not skipping any things here. You come upon the blacksmith, an elf, Zyara, steel tall, 6 levels in armorer. And she is seemingly working on, with a rather unhappy look on her face, what appears to be some rather crude armor in the style of the knights. Around, it seems there are a couple other people helping out with equally kind of unhappy looks on their faces. It appears to be a human female and 2 adult children.
Two adult children.
That's what it says. They have a resemblance to the 2 older women working there. You guess that these are probably
children, but adults.
Yes.
Got it.
Ziara kind of looks up as you guys approach and gives you a very interesting look, kind of like quickly assessing what you guys are wearing and all the weak points and stuff. A very kind of like armorer's kind of assessment gaze. And
there's a lot of them, trust me.
kind of straightens up from her work, wipes her brow a little bit, kind of just drops her hammer, which falls with a very heavy thud at her feet. Like, and who the hell are you?
Friends?
I've never met you before. It kind of turns like,
That's a lie, Abby.
Bukoyo, these friends of yours? No, dear, I don't know them.
Well,
either you're being presumptuous or you're lying to me. Which is it?
we could be
The
friends.
first one. But
Okay.
if you're friends with Amara or with Captain Briar, then you might be a friend of a friend.
I mean, I don't know the captain very well, and everyone's friends with Amara. That's not exactly an accomplishment, no offense. And also, plenty of people claim to be friends with Amara and just like Amara's bottles.
You got
Or
at
least
quiet, private place that we could have a chat?
I mean, kind of looks around. blacksmith's not known for being quiet, but
Maybe
for the moment,
not,
yeah.
Maybe not the quiet, but private.
All right.
And sorry, I don't mean to be forward or anything, but can I see that hammer for a second? I won't take it. I just would like to see the craftsmanship of it.
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh.
You are asking to
I'll
see their, bread and butter maker, so to speak. Blacksmith's hammer. Tools of the trade.
Yeah, maybe not their bread and butter, but their oven and their butter
20.
tray. That is
You know
a
what?
nat 20.
Nat 20.
Hey!
You know what?
20. Yes.
Oh.
Very
I like.
humbly, like carrying the backpack with all of the apothecary stuff like sticking out of it, going, just.
I recognize a fellow craftsman.
Fellow nerd.
Kind of waves you all inside, and you guys kind of enter into the interior of the blacksmith, which is quite warm. The forge is going. Yeah.
I haven't been in a proper forge in a long time.
Kind of places the hammer on the table, like, look with your eyes.
And she
And
does.
this-
She looks with all four, just like
Right.
pins down and goes like, ooh.
Yeah, Charlotte, next time we're back in the Megami, I have to introduce you to my personal smith.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you should call him, but okay.
He's a little bit
Seems-
angry.
I mean, he is.
He's a bit angy. Um,
It is truly a work of art.
so not that I don't appreciate the break from this crap work, but what can I do all for you today? I'm afraid I can't offer any sort of work or anything. I am under contract right now, and you can kind of see her hands kind of like clench a little bit,
Would
and
you-
the rest of her family kind of looks away a little bit.
That's a damn shame. I really need to get these buffed up. I've been punching all of the knights in the face with them.
Oh yeah?
True.
Yeah.
Well, that's rather rude. I just fixed them the other night.
Is that
Look
I-
fine.
Charlotte, that was
Oh.
is that
I was like looking up, like, oh.
is that like once in a blue moon thing, or you make a hobby of that?
I mean, we make a pretty good hobby out of it. We let a couple folks they had imprisoned in a prison a while back out, and then we kind of followed them this way because they have some friends of ours, and the punishment for holding our friends captive is no longer existing as an organization.
I mean, hobbies are good and all, but kind of leans forward a little bit and looks you right in the eye. Planning on making a career out of that, maybe with I don't know. You got any friends around town who might share in your aspirations?
Believe it or not, we have a fair amount of local support, as well as some friends who came with us from out of town.
Frankly, I don't think it's going to take us long enough to make a whole career out of it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm very much looking forward to like looting them and
All right, so we're dropping the subtext here.
Ibra.
Ziara quickly kind of just glances over and just gives a quick little nod to her wife, who gives a nod back, who then immediately goes and like closes the door, brings the shutters down, and then she looks at her two sons, who then also give a nod, and they both kind of kneel down on the floor and start pulling this super heavy rug that was on the middle of the floor out of the way. And you notice now that there appears to be a latched door in the floor under the rug.
Cool.
Kind of just gestures at Igra. Care to do the honors?
Well, I'm not personally athletic, but Choco, go ahead.
Choco looks at you for a moment,
Uh-huh.
smiles
Listen,
with a beak.
Choco, there are some things that I know I physically cannot do, so just work.
What I
Take the
think
win,
he's
big
trying
guy.
to say, Choco, is could you please help?
Choco kind of reaches down and grabs the kind of iron ring that holds the door in place and lifts up, and you guys see underneath what appears to be a stockpile of weapons and shields.
Well, that's good.
Those night bastards can come in here and threaten my family all they like, but it's not like they're keeping an eye on me all day, and I think they underestimate my productivity when I am motivated.
I knew that an item such as this could not do any justice on those armor pieces. This is, and she just gestures to what's in there. You're like, this is what I expected.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just a blacksmith. If I don't have any like magic or anything. If I could have put in like a thing into the armor that if you say a certain word, their armor would just shatter or like turn into spikes or something, I would have. But I literally just hit metal with a hammer, okay? And her wife comes over like, you do more than that, okay, dear? Like, don't sell yourself short. Okay, fine. I'm working on this. Okay.
Do
But-
you want to?
I mean, maybe in the future. I'm content with my skills right now, but
I mean,
so-
I could just poison a piece of armor for you.
I don't think we have time for that necessarily. Plus, here's the thing. I've kind of reached critical mass in the storage down here, and if we're going to make use of this, we probably need to get it to probably Father Haverhill. I'm assuming he's who's set you to see me. Problem is, it's a lot of stuff. We've got like a cart.
Bag
But-
of holding, bag of holding. We have 3 bags of holding in between this party.
And if
We
we do
got
it
it.
tomorrow, I can use another sphere of invisibility.
Well, I mean, we could also just shove everything into bags and then drop
Now,
it
here's the
off.
thing, though. The bag does have a max capacity, doesn't it?
It does have a max capacity of.
Is it based on weight?
It's bag. It's there are 2 type
Based on
1
bulk.
Yeah. So how much bulk of items is there?
Enough that you need like a decent sized cart to actually haul all of it.
Does it
well,
not give you a
could
bulk
we-
amount?
It does not, because you guys are supposed to try and do a deception check to get a cart across.
What do you mean? I think
This
we
is
should
a
just
pretty
take,
narrow
like,
scenario.
we can take like 3 trips.
I mean, okay, so
Yeah.
each bag can hold 25 bulk. So 50 bulk. A shield, a steel shield. I'm just going to look at this. A steel shield is 1 bulk. So, assuming that it's steel shields and short swords, which are also, or long swords, which are 1 bulk, we have enough for about 100 swords worth, 100 of these to go in and out.
Okay, so we find a cart and,
I mean, we have.
you know, just get it across.
They do have a cart. There will be a deception check involved, or the use of concealing magic.
I mean, Ophelia's good at lying to people. I mean, look how long we didn't know her. Oh, wait. Never mind.
Excuse me, Igora?
Nothing, I forgot. So
I never tell lies.
Let's just go with the assumption that we can
Ophelia?
assume this by
Make a
fitting
deception
everything in.
check.
No, Ophelia. Give me a will save.
Whoa. That's worse.
For a second, you feel a weird prickling sensation at Igora's accusation rising up, and you feel the faintest hints of magic start to build at your fingertips, but no.
This is her villain era.
I, for one, think Ophelia has a great affinity for talking and conversation. So I think that she can get us past anything.
Or, if you guys want, you can try taking it across the rope bridge with athletics checks.
Oh, we are so good at those.
Oh, he's got
Or-
jokes tonight, guys.
Or an
Come on.
acrobatics check. Yeah.
Well,
That's fucking funny.
What if? Wait, hold on. No. I've got a thought here.
Oh, it's a single DC athletics and a single DC acrobatics. So you need to pass both an acrobatics and an athletics.
That's
What if we?
Sorry, what were you saying, Sarah?
Well, what if we utilize the resources that we have? I mean, the forge is right next to the river water, right? And across is the bridge. But instead of crossing the bridge, why don't we ask, the ones who are swimming to carry them across?
Will they do okay if they're wet?
I mean, if they carry them over their heads.
I should also note that famously, good armor and water don't mix.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we place them in covers and stuff and have them carried over their heads, maybe swim over their heads.
We could probably just sphere of invisibility the cart, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of what I was thinking. But we'll have to wait till tomorrow for that.
That's the only problem. We have to wait till tomorrow.
I mean,
Right. So
it's
then
no-
we could just take 3 trips.
And
Well,
I mean,
if you
revolutions
guys
aren't
are
built
willing
in a
to,
day, we can wait a day.
if you guys are willing to do a deception, just a flat deception check, you could manage the cart tonight.
I don't see why we can't do that. Why can't we try that?
Yeah.
We can deceive.
All right.
One of us is bound to be
Ophelia
able
can
to
deceive.
deceive.
Ophelia,
Who's got deception?
you do.
So
You
the-
want to know my scores in deception?
Yeah, let's compare numbers here. What do you have?
2.
2.
How do you only? You
How?
can't have a +2. That's impossible. At this level, it is
I
impossible
also
for you.
have
Are you not trained at all?
a 1 in
even,
athletics.
even if she's not in deception, Ophelia.
A 2.
Wait, how do you have a? This skill isn't.
I'll take a look.
Yeah.
It's a
Charisma modifier,
Oh, it's a
right?
charisma.
For deception?
Yeah,
It should at least
you have
be a
no
4.
training in deception.
No.
None. Oh Jesus.
She's
No,
not a
but-
deceptive person. It's
But
not her thing. She's a
Can't she
performer.
just sing and dance through it? Like she does when she's trying to convince people of stuff?
Would you like to perhaps make a distraction?
I got
An
I mean,
impromptu
where-
street show?
I mean,
We're a street show. It's simple enough. Look at us.
I
Yeah,
technically,
Hero
Hero
be a
looks
street
so
show
much
with
like a
our item.
performer.
I technically have.
Looks at
I do have
looks
a
at Charlotte.
plus.
Can you juggle?
I do have a +18 in deception, but that's
Not
not
bad.
great.
Oh, look who can lie.
Yes, I
Uh,
can. Listen,
I'll-
when you're a cultist, you kind of have to be able to lie, Ophelia.
I wouldn't know. I was never a cult.
Conversation. I look at the blacksmith
Family.
and her wife and go,
I've ignored.
"This is typical of us. I'm sorry. We'll take that off your hands so you don't have to
Hey,
worry."
I'm a blacksmith. We get adventurers coming in, or we did anyway. We used to get adventurers coming in here all the time. I've seen a lot.
Well, here's hoping you get some more in the future. Could you assist us in getting this in a cart so we can go with it?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
guess mechanically, my question for you, Zoe, is can your performance in lieu of diplomacy also apply to deception? Is that all charisma-based
yes.
checks, or is it
It
just
can.
diplomacy?
It can
Okay,
also.
sweet.
Oh,
Okay,
Ken,
sweet.
If it can do
Then
deception,
we've got like
we're
a
fine.
plus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then
Yeah.
we're good.
This is there.
Also,
This
hi, Ray.
there was a skill like
Yeah.
this back in
Hey,
PF.
Elderworm, thanks for the raid, and thanks for the follows, yeah.
The party is about to try and use performance to create a diversion, so they can smuggle some arms and armor for a potential rebellion through the town.
And all of this is thanks to my feat. It's called versatile performance.
That's what it was called
Yeah.
in first edition too.
And so you can use diplomacy, intimidation, deception.
Yes, well, the swords could fit.
Great. It's great.
We'll put all the swords in the bag of holding everything else. We'll put on the gun.
No, it's fine. I think we're good. I think we've got
think we're
this.
good.
We can do
Is
it.
there?
I think we're good.
I've
There.
It's
not
all
been,
on you,
I've
Zoe.
not been able to be pedantic with Mark in a very long time, so I'm just taking this opportunity.
McKenna,
Oh.
give me a perception check just as you guys are getting the cart ready. Out
Alright,
back.
I'll do one for me and one for Agate.
Spicy.
Okay, we're
as you're getting-
perceptive.
As you're, I assuming the second one is Agate.
Yes.
As you are getting ready to go, you are like turning around. All right, Agate, it's time to go. And for a moment, you can't find her. And then you kind of look up, and there is a wall of kind of like weapons on racks and stuff in the shop.
No.
Either things that are being waited to be picked up, or just interesting pieces that the blacksmith has made. And there is Agate kind of sitting on this interesting, it actually appears to be wooden, actually, with some metal bits, like a staff that seems to have, it's been divided by a metal ring in like 4 parts, and Agate's just kind of lounging around on top of it, looking down at you and switching her tail playfully.
Sweetheart, let's not mess with their shop wares. That is a very cool weapon, though. I don't know how one would use it, but it looks very
Oh,
cool.
this was this is a replica I made of a custom job someone asked for, and she takes it down off the wall and holds the staff and pulls, and it actually breaks into pieces, and each piece is connected by kind of a sort of a chain kind of thing.
Yes.
Yes, I think this is based off something from Tien. I don't know many of their works, but it is interesting design.
Takes a
That's cool.
shot. Takes a shot if the client's name was Kiara.
May I ask who this was commissioned by and when?
I swear.
A few years ago, just a gentleman who came through.
A gentleman?
Gentlemen?
Yes, he wanted to make a gift for someone.
What was the gentleman's name?
I don't actually remember. It was a while ago. He was very kind of brusque and didn't really offer a lot of himself. He seemed kind of in a hurry. The only reason I really remember it is because I found the project interesting and I made myself a replica afterwards. I don't work with a lot of wood.
Wasn't Matthias Hale, was it?
No, I've heard of him, but it wasn't him.
Hmm.
So about that cart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're loading it
Yes,
up.
I've already
sorry.
strapped it down and basically I've put a little, like one of the little tarps or the canvas tarps over it to
Yeah,
strap
the
it
fam
down.
the two sons have helped you with that, and
Yeah. Choco can pull it.
they've thrown a few like batches of like straw on top to make it kind of look just like a generic cart hauling stuff.
Yes.
Choco is like kind of looks up on there like, oh, I could maybe sit on it and make it look like a nest sort of.
Oh no, you're pulling the cart, Choco. Get
We
to
do
work.
need
Yeah,
you
that's
to
fair.
pull the,
That's
we
fair.
do need you to pull the cart, Choco. You're the strongest one.
The blacksmith doesn't have any horses.
That's
So as you guys are making your way, you do find you do have to kind of stick to the larger streets because the cart is pretty broad. It's like a pretty heavy duty cart. It's meant to carry a lot of heavy stuff, so it's pretty solid. So you do look like you're going to have to kind of distract, bamboozle any guards you come across, and you, considering you're going down the main thoroughfares, it's likely you're going to do. So I'm going to need a successful deception check of a DC of 28.
I'll attempt to aid Ophelia.
Right.
I successfully aid Ophelia.
Lovely. And here we go. Deception. Oop, the first one, 32.
Yeah, the first one is fine. Yes.
Ooh, thanks for the follow.
If you
Sorry.
interested wise, how do you pull this off? What is
So,
your approach here?
Before we leave, Ophelia reaches into her bag and she pulls out too many colorful scarves. You guys are like, why is she carrying all of these with her? How is she carrying? Like, just, it doesn't make any sense. So she starts fastening them to the cart and putting little flowers all over the whole cart. And as we are heading along, she is dancing and singing her tunes about how, the town is a little bit sad, but she's here to brighten up the night's day and sing the praises of let's see, what's their god of murder?
Norbergorber.
Of Norbergorber.
Yeah.
So she's here to sing the praises of Norbergorber, and the knights need rest and they need entertainment. That's why she's here.
All right. You guys successfully managed to get the arms and armor to the church or the temple, so to speak. That leaves us with only one. You guys have 3 out of 4, so you're doing very well. You only have potentially one thread to pull on left, and that is the Thieves Guild, the Third River.
Well, I imagine it's late. It's later in the evening and possibly night by now, so this could be a good thing to go visit the Thieves Guild.
You're given sort of slightly confusing directions a few times. People seem a little wary of directing to this, but eventually you find your way to the kind of the warehouse, the old warehouses by the docks. The particular warehouse you were directed to eventually, there is a very much kind of a rogue-looking fellow sitting outside the building, whittling something with a knife. Got, the black cloak, the leathers, stereotypical kind of rogue. Um, they see you approach, and you can see their whittling takes on a much more kind of a deliberate pattern. Um, and just kind of gives you a nod. Evening.
Evening.
Hello.
Ribbit.
What you working on?
Oh, kind of looks at you. Ribbit.
Not this.
Yeah, we haven't. Are you from?
Listen,
Are
we're
you from Nantambu?
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Well, let me ask you this. Ribbit.
ah
Ah.
ah.
How are your legs, friend? They doing well?
I feel like I should be asking you that.
They got a little bit broken.
Our legs are in
but
prison right now.
But they are slowly repairing.
Her legs are alive. Yes, they are. That's the important part.
Pat, is this actually an offshoot of the frog mob?
No.
Okay.
This is
What did you call her?
The frog mob.
Frog mom.
Oh,
The frog mob.
Sophia.
I'm gonna make them a lily pad they can't refuse.
I'm just legit. I'm
Sarah,
very confused.
Sarah, to give you context, there was an entire book where we were dealing with a criminal organization that was run by a frog woman, who I called
named
the
Frog Legs.
and I called it the frog mob.
I mean, to be fair, that wasn't her real name.
No.
Her name was Frog Legs, okay? It was a little bit different.
That's kind of legit. Okay.
But
I get
it
now.
appears
That's cool.
it appears they are visibly sort of giving you the vague runaround. You're probably going to need to either make a diplomacy or a deception check for them to, engage you in any sort of actual conversation.
And as I've been saying all night, I assist Ophelia.
Thank you.
Critical success, +2.
All right.
Ooh.
That is, if there was such a thing in this, it would be a critical success, but there isn't. But as a success, they get the gist of it, and they feel like there might be worth in talking to you. They usher you inside, and inside there are, kind of hanging out in shadowy recesses, a bunch more people who, it screams rogue. They all shop at the rogue shop. Some of them are like preparing little handheld crossbows that they collapse and fit into their sleeves and stuff. A few of them are sharpening daggers.
Huh.
All very rogue stuff.
Avi, I've not seen.
Fantasy
I
hot
have.
topic.
I have not seen this much armor made out of hide in a while.
Yeah.
I know.
They feel like they're trying really hard to me.
Your friend here introduces themselves as Grinning Lex.
Ooh.
Grinning or grinny?
They're sort of a
Grinning.
Grinning.
androgynous human male, or pardon me, androgynous human. Let me see. They basically take you to a corner with some seats made of barrels, and they just said, "Well, so what brings you to the Third River tonight, friends?"
Rebellion.
We're gonna plan a coup.
I love
Correct,
how
miss.
we're being direct with this.
Really boss stuff.
I appreciate you guys are the least circumspect with the Rogues Guild.
Yeah.
With the thieves.
I feel like Avi's been doing this all day and has been like letting everyone else like
Yeah.
Well,
she's like,
Avi,
enough
if
is
you would like-
enough. We're going to plan a coup.
Avi, if you would like to make the case, I think you have the best chance of making the case, and just kind of like lifts you up and puts you on the table.
Does she though?
I don't. I am not anywhere near as convincing as Ophelia is. She's like a rallying master. But I can explain the situation, which is that Knights of Bengal are bad, and they're probably not great for your business either. Ergo, the most logical course of action would be that we work together to plan a coup.
Don't you want their stuff? We sure do.
Grinning Lex
Yeah, dibs on
grins,
the dagger.
and says, it's funny. Hold on, actually, what was I saying?
They came and talked to us earlier today, and we're on their side. Prepare to
Yeah.
die.
If you had come here first, then this wouldn't have been a problem.
It's just funny. I've heard this kind of talk before from our boss, Barrister Inde. He, for a while, he didn't think the knights would be much of a problem. But when the merchants started avoiding the place and the coins started drying up, Barrister got a little desperate. He tried to solve the problem, and they killed him for it. So,
Sorry for your loss.
Sounds like a hell of a way to get a promotion.
oops. Well, we're more of a narco syndicate commune at this point. But you seem like the hardened adventurer type, so to speak. Certainly not academics, I must say that.
Sure.
Yes.
And
I
I'll
certainly
admit,
don't look like one.
as much as we like to think of ourselves as business-minded folk, we do enjoy some payback. But we need to know that you guys know what you're doing, that you are serious, and that you got what it takes. So we got a little test we'd like you to pass before we throw our knives in with you, so to speak.
I like tests.
I hate tests.
I administer them.
I don't think any of my students take any tests.
Students?
Peons. She's a
Anyway,
mentor.
She's
a mentor.
What do you want us to steal from somebody?
Oh no. You're not going to be stealing anything. You're not even going to be leaving the building.
Oh, okay, sweet.
That
Um,
kind of test. Okay.
kind of Lex whistles, and an orc kind of ambles into the room wearing nothing but kind of an undershirt and some suspenders, and he's got wraps on his gloves. We're just gonna put you guys in the ring and see who comes out still walking.
Oh,
And
dibs.
that is where we're gonna end things for this week, because we have to do a unarmed fight next week.
An unarmed fight. All
We are
right.
going to recreate
Does
the
that
opening
include
scene.
magic?
No. We are going to recreate the opening scene from the Sherlock Holmes remake with
Johnny. What's his name? Robert
Robert
Downey.
Downey
Robert
Jr.
Yes.
Downey Jr.
we're going to have an old pugilistic pummeling.
Oh, I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Igor get the crap beat out of him.
I am built for
just-
unarmed combat.
Just so you guys are aware, it'll be non-lethal combat between a single hero of your choice and a guild tough who gets to use a sap for some reason. Who knows what a sap is?
There.
It's
Like
like
a
a
sucker?
sock filled with sand.
All right,
to
but
knock
my
people out.
friends, you will have to wait not 1 week, but 2 to find out what happens. Just because next week we are going to be doing that farming sim one-shot. But join us the week after.
For the final test and possibly revolution.
Yeah, for the final test and possibly Revolution. I'm very excited for that. Don't forget to check out many other shows. Wednesday night, we are building our characters for our second homebrew campaign of the League of Amazing Adventurers, Wild Ambition. It's a Wild West campaign. We're building our characters for that live and showing off what we have. If you want to see more Zoe, more McKenna, you can see them there. Then, Matt's not there. Then on Friday, we have the Astral Calling. It's our D&D 5e Spelljamming Spectacular. They're entering into the ruins of a devil-hunting sect of monks. What will they find? Who knows? But we're going to go say hi to our friends at Third Action tonight, just because they're playing some Pathfinder. I think they're still playing through the Rise of the Rune Lords AP. So go give them some love, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.